Hi guys, so I just wanted to share with you what my grief looks like and how I go about dealing with all the different emotions I might be feeling throughout the day. You know, sometimes it's just a bit overwhelming, so I have to take time to myself to process my emotions, and that might involve me lying down and just kind of staring into space. You know, just thinking of what was, what is, and what will be. You know, processing everything all over again, like it just happened. Thinking about what life is going to be like and how life has changed since. So, yeah, this is what my grief looks like. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and please bear with me because, you know, like I said, this isn't something so easy for me to talk to, but it's something I wanted to share with you guys. So enjoy the rest of the video. Hi guys, so as you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that's not your typical everyday kind of topic, but I'm finally doing a video about this. I've wanted to for a while. It's just taken me this long to kind of just get it all out because to be honest, it's just not a very easy topic for me to talk about or address, but I did want to talk about it just to kind of give you guys an idea of what this whole experience and process has been like for me, because I feel like it's not one a lot of people share, get to share all the time. Maybe they just prefer to be more private about it, or you know, they just don't really want to talk about it. But I realized that I did want to talk about it just to kind of share what my experience has been like. So here we go. I'm gonna be talking about losing my cousin and what it's been like so far, you know, having to deal with grief, dealing with grief. So I'll just give like a back story really quickly. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I lost my cousin last year in October to cancer. He was 20 years old and he had cancer of the colon. So that's like cancer of like the large intestine. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I mean, they're all big deals, but his own is not very common in when you're that young. So it was a bit weird that he had developed cancer of the colon at that age. It was very aggressive. We found out quite late as well. I think that's probably why what happened. We've been talking about it kind of recently, just family, and we've probably concluded that he probably had it for a couple years, at least 5 years probably. You know, it was just, he probably had it for 5 years. We think there were signs, but you know, these were just signs we probably didn't pick up. We just didn't see them as cancer signs. So you know, we didn't really take action until it was a bit too late. So yeah, he passed away last year, October, and it's been difficult. So we found out he was diagnosed in 2019. I was like the second person to actually find out after my mom. So his mom called my mom, and then my mom told me. So we're direct cousins. Our moms are sisters. And I found out, and I literally broke down immediately as I was on the phone with my mom. And she told me, because he had been in the hospital for weeks. We didn't really know what was up, what was wrong. And then they finally diagnosed him, and it was cancer. And it's like, no one's expecting that, you know. You know, he'd been complaining of pain in his tummy for like a while, actually. Again, like everything was just kind of left too late. And it just makes me feel so awful because it's like, this could have probably been prevented. Anyway, so I found out and I broke down immediately, because obviously when you hear someone's he's been diagnosed with cancer. It's just not very nice to hear. It was the worst thing I'd ever heard. Like, let me just be honest now. It was the worst thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. It was truly, truly hard to hear and just very sad, in all honesty. So yeah, found out he was diagnosed in 2019, and then they began to treat him. From that, he was hospitalized. They began treatment, chemotherapy, surgery, all that stuff. There was progress, but it wasn't substantial progress. You know, it kind of fluctuated. So it was up, down, up, down, up, down throughout like the whole of 2019. And then it was just getting scarier and scarier, because it was like they were saying, oh, the cancer is aggressive, it's spreading, you know, it's stage this, it's stage that. And you know, he's so young. It's like, I have no idea what he must have been going through or thinking, like literally. I mean, I saw him, I spoke to him, and at the time he was actually in Ireland, in Dublin, so I was in England. So I found out in about, was it in May? Yeah, in May. And by July, I flew out to go see him. So I got on the plane in July, went to Ireland, and I went to go see him. I saw him, he was so healthy. We spent a whole day together. It was lovely. He could still walk, you know. He looked good. And so before I was leaving, I was getting in my taxi to go back to the airport, and you know, I just got this funny feeling like, what if I literally don't see him again? Because yeah, I had literally had to travel to see him, so I was like, I might not get the chance to travel and come see him again. And you know, what if I just don't? And I was right. So, you know, fast forward to 2020. You know, we're seeing the doctors are telling us there's progress, but there really isn't. The cancer's still spreading, and the chemo is no longer really working because he's too weak to continue receiving the chemo. You know, so they can't really continue with chemo. He's had all sorts of surgeries to like remove this organ, remove this, take out this, and it's just a whole mess. And he's like, there are 100 tubes coming out from his body. He's this skinny, like literally, and he's just so weak. You know, his complexion's changed. Everything's just changed, and it's just so hard. It's difficult for everyone to watch him go through this. So yeah, October comes, and yeah, I get the news, and I find out, yeah, he's passed away. And I don't know, I feel like we weren't really expecting that, but when I found out he was diagnosed with cancer, again, I had this weird, funny feeling that like this might not go well. I just had that feeling. It was a very strong feeling. I get really strong feelings about certain things sometimes, and this was one of them. I just had this really strong feeling that I don't think this is gonna end well, you know? And again, I was right. So although I kept that feeling to myself the whole time, I didn't want to be so pessimistic and like, you know, so I kept it to myself the whole time till, you know, he passed away, and it just all made sense to me. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk about my experience in this video, and you know, what it's been like dealing with his loss. You know, this was someone very, very, very close to me. We literally grew up together. Was literally like my brother. I feel like he was literally like the first person I knew. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. So we both live in the same estate, and so yeah, we literally went to each other's houses every day. Like, it's just every day. Like, this was our brother from a different mother type thing, and we were just very, very close since we were babies. So watching this happen, you know, seeing this all happen in front of me, is just so surreal, and it still is till today. You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I just can't believe he's not here anymore. Like, it's just hard to fathom. it seems like I'm dreaming, but I wake up and it's a feeling I have to process all over again. Like I'm having to reprocess, and it's really not easy because I wake up and it's just this sharp feeling knowing that he's no longer here and I'm literally never gonna see him again. And it's so horrible because, you know, I think about his mom and his brothers and like what they're going through, you know, losing their older brother. It's very traumatic, you know. So it's not an easy thing to deal with, and it's like I don't even know how to deal with this whole thing properly because, you know, we don't get taught how to deal with grief. It's barely even spoken about. It's not really addressed sometimes. Like people just leave you to do your own thing, but it's not really talked about, which is why I said let me just kind of film this for you guys. So yeah, it's been hard dealing with his loss, and I can't say how long it's gonna take me to fully heal from it. I don't know if I ever will. It's just been so traumatizing and scarring and sad because we never saw this coming. Like we just never did. He was a very young, healthy, extremely healthy guy, you know, very took care of himself, good looking, charming, all that stuff. Like you just didn't see this coming. Great personality. Like I just loved him so much. Like he was literally the best. Like he was my favorite thing in this world, I swear. Like he was my favorite thing ever. And just losing that has been so disorientating for me. Like it just doesn't make sense. I know this video is just maybe all over the place, but that's literally how I feel about the whole thing. It doesn't make sense, and it's crazy because next month it's going to be 6 months since, you know, he's passed, and it's going by so quickly, and I just can't believe this is it forever. Like time's just going to go by and by and by, and it'll be, oh yeah, you know, it's been this long since he passed, it's been this long since he passed, and that's all I'm gonna be not looking forward to, but, you know, kind of just waiting for, I guess. You know, sometimes I go visit him in the cemetery and I just can't believe this is how I visit him now. Like this is where he is permanently. Like it's very crazy. I'm gonna also insert some footage for you guys of when I visited him last week, and, you know, just having to deal with that as an experience. It's so strange because, you know, you don't really see death coming until it comes, and that's what is can be scary about it, can be very unfamiliar about it, because you never really get used to the idea of death, no matter how many times it might happen around you. So yeah, it's been hard. You know, I wake up, I remember he's not here, I'm doing certain things, and I feel like he should have been here with me doing those things. You know, I'm listening to a particular song and it reminds me of him and his music, and, you know, thinking he should have gotten the chance to make music like this, or, you know, he should be experiencing the things I'm experiencing right now. And it's just so horrible because I literally have to come to terms with the fact that his life is over and it's ended, and that's it. So it's been hard, and it's taken me a while to film this because I was like, I don't even know how I would articulate myself in this video. I don't know if what I'd say would be making a lot of sense. You know, I feel like my emotions would just be all over the place. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you might have heard of when he passed away last year. I received a lot of messages. Thank you for those who reached out. You know, this was the first time I was dealing with anything so, you know, so sudden, and he was so close to me. Obviously, I've lost grandparents before, but, you know, that's a bit different because they're a bit older. you know, you kind of maybe expect that to an extent. But this was just so abrupt and sudden and confusing, you know. Till today we're very confused. Sometimes we talk about it and we're like, where did this go wrong? Like, what happened? You know, so it's been a tough process, you know. Sometimes I find myself just sitting down staring into space, like, what even is this life? Like, what? I don't, you know. Someone's here one minute and then the next they're just not. Like, it's very, very strange. Sometimes I find myself tearing up or just like how do I deal with this? Like, how is this supposed to be forever? Do you guys know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to carry this with me for the rest of my life, type of thing? Like, I don't know how to deal with that. So grief for me is just so, I feel like the way I can describe it is it's just uncomfortable. You know, it's something you don't really it's something you're forced to like deal with, but you also have to understand for yourself that you might never completely heal, and that's fine. You know, it's something you just have to deal with. I feel like it's something I may never get used to, but I just have to continue dealing with it because the shock is just so much, you know. It's just a bit too much. So yeah, I'm gonna insert some footage for you guys to see how I, you know, tend to deal with grief. Those moments where it's just so like it all just happened now and I'm having to deal with the emotions all over again. So yeah, thank you guys for those who reached out at the time. You know, it's something I'm still dealing with, obviously, still accepting. You know, I don't think I ever will understand and get used to it. And yeah, you know, every day we miss him so much every day, and I'll never forget him ever in this life. Like, I just won't. It's literally impossible. And it's crazy because he was just so ingrained into our lives, like our family specifically, because I have so many cousins. My mom has so many sisters, but my family specifically, he was very close to, because we were always kind of close to each other, proximity wise, you know, living close to each other or staying together in London type of thing. So I think it hit very different for us. It really did. Yeah. So I think that's all I'm gonna say in this video now. I'll just insert some footage for you guys if I haven't already previously, because I might do that as well. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a very calm sit-down video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and got to learn about my experience dealing with grief and what it kind of looks like for me. So hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. So yeah, you guys, it really sucks coming here. It really, really sucks. Like, I can't believe I have to visit a cemetery now. I still don't even know how. It's very peaceful here though. Very, very peaceful. Very beautiful as well. Coming here always takes a lot for me to come, but I'm glad I've come this time. Guys,